Welcome back to the channel. I'm having a couple of break. I'm enjoying a couple of grapes because I'm out in the park. What is new? I'm actually sitting on this chair that I got from Amazon, which is a go-to if you're looking for anything that's going to allow you to literally have a picnic any way you choose. This is the chair for you. Anyway, guys, I wanted to talk about rebirth, and what does rebirth mean? What comes to mind when you hear of rebirth? A lot of words I find that has when you really look at it, it has like multiple meanings, and rebirth is not doesn't fall short of that. So when I think about rebirth, I think about shedding skin. I think about the newness of seeing things from a different point of view, uh, change, out with the old, in with the new, etc. But for the sake of this live, I feel sticky, guys. Let me get myself together, guys. Like I feel like I sprayed this like off thing. Well, no, this is what is this? Yeah, I use this one. I use this right here. This is what I use. And it's supposed to be plant based, but it's really good. But anyway, what comes to mind when I think about rebirth is shedding old skin, shedding all the things that no longer serves you, shedding shedding your point of view from within through seeing things from a different perspective, because as we change our perspectives, so does the world around us. And this is why they say life is holographic, because whatever you are experiencing from within will show um, outwardly. So a lot of times you find yourself going through going through certain obstacles, not realizing that because you survived and because you have accomplished, you are changed and there is a rebirth. A lot of times we are born again, and it's not until that transcending into another level will you find yourself in a different place in your life, having different experiences. So I'm sitting here on my chair, something that I would have never done before. It was a time, believe it or not, guys, it was a time that what I'm doing now, I wouldn't even feel comfortable. I had every reason to not do the thing rather than do the thing. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until my awakening, my rebirth, and let's just stick on the rebirth for a minute. It's been in the Bible where it's like, oh, you have to be born again in order to see Christ. You have to see things from a different perspective in order to ascend. You have to shed a lot of things that you knew in the past in order for you to be susceptible to the new information that's required to get to the level that you desire, because a lot of times we can desire many things, but we're not ready to achieve those things because of the levels that we're not willing to take. There are levels in everything. And excuse me, and in order to get to the next level, you have to go through a transformation in your abilities to retain information, to execute information, and just have room in your life for the information. Because you can be curious, but if you don't create space for the things that you want, excuse me, allergies. Okay, let me have another grape. If you don't create things for the things that you desire, if you don't create space for the things that you truly desire in your life, you're not going to obtain it. And this goes for everything, whether it's a new job, whether it's you want more money, whether you want a uh, relationship of any kind. That requires space, that requires a certain amount of being open to new possibilities. And a lot of times, in order for us to receive, we have to let go. And letting go is all part of that rebirth um, situation. You know, in Christianity, you have to go through this whole being born again, being washed um, of all things past before you have come to your own spiritual awakening in terms of receiving Christ, right? And I personally have come to realize and to understand that I'm not going to say that that awakening, definitely there is a transmuting and creative oh my god, guys, the bugs all of a sudden, let me just spray because I feel, oh, you know what it is? The grapes. Let me close this. Boo, let's close this. Let's close this so we don't have to like get like so bit up. Guys. Okay, and then I'm gonna spray. And then I'm gonna spray. Technical difficulties. Okay. We gotta spray. Okay. So we can have our personal space. And anyway, guys, as I was saying, we have to, in order, you don't have to, but in order to achieve and receive the things that you want in life, you have to have room for it, right? And this is why a lot of times people find themselves like, using spring, winter, fall, the four seasons to purge out their wardrobe because they need more space, more space. Maybe their fashion sense has changed. So there is a big awakening to purging what no longer serves you. And when you go through that rebirth stage, when you go through that stage, 9 times out of 10, you have been there for a while, but now you have ascended in such a way, grew, change of perspective, which is equal to the things that has taken place within you are now presenting itself outwardly. It's inevitable. It's inevitable, and you will find yourself getting rid, or well, basically getting rid of a lot of things, whether it's again um, where you live, relationships, clothing, etc. Anything that has remnants of your past life, right? Because you are born again, so the things that used to um, whole space in your life that you willingly gave real estate to no longer holds the same value, not because it's not or the person isn't valuable, right? It has nothing to do with being valuable. Is the amount of it's the amount of space that you have to hold for certain things. And that can be scary because nine times out of 10, it's going to show in your relationships. It's going to show in your work ethics. If you work a physical job, definitely there. Anything or anywhere in your life that is not mirroring your present reality, you will see that shift. And a lot of times, we'll go through a rebirth, and it feels like you have digressed, or um, it feels like something is wrong. The reason why it comes up in that order, because think about it, you're thinking like, oh, rebirth, that should be a joyful thing, and it is, until the reality of your present reality not matching. When I say your present reality, your present reality from within, not matching what is being presented outwardly, if that makes any sense. And this is something, guys, it's hot. This is New York City. You see where I'm at. And it's popping. But everybody pretty much is just enjoying themselves. It's so funny. A little while, this gentleman, and I don't know if they're his kids or his grandkids, but they wanted to barbecue. There is a spot, there is a designated area where you could cook out, but people are cooking out. People are just out and enjoying the air, the breeze, because it's really hot right now. I think um, it's about 86, 7, or 88. I know it's hot, but there is a little breeze. So if we can enjoy the outdoors, we'd rather do that than stay in the house under the AC. At least that's how I am. Leave a comment down below if you're like that. Like, do you rather go out for a walk, or you're like, no, it's too hot, I'm gonna stay in the AC where it's cool, or a little bit of both? Personally, I would say I'm a little bit of both. Okay, but anyway, a lot of times people will see you, and actually they'll let you know how, through their perception of your new perception, how it's showing up, and you'll hear things like, oh, you changed, um you don't do this, why you don't do this anymore, or kind of make you feel like that's an interesting way of seeing things. Of course, it's an interesting way of seeing things, because we're not all supposed to see things exactly in the same way. Maybe similarly, but not in the same exact way, because we're all having our individual experiences, right? So I just wanted to come by and let you know that you are perfectly fine, for the most part. Now, I'm not saying, because things can show up differently. A lot of times, when a shock to the system in terms of rebirth, sometimes you can kind of like do a quantum leap in your uh, perceptions and the way you see things. An example to what I just said, I think about Con Edison, right? I think about Benjamin Franklin. These, and I'm bringing up those particular names because I want to also bring up with them the particular period when these people resided in this lifetime. But yet they had a particular perspective that enabled them to surpass and create on such a level that was unknown to others. And I could only imagine, what was being said or how they were feeling at the time, because you know what it is that you have to offer. You know what it is that needs to be created or shared in any type of way. And it is, it can be challenging when everybody else has not, how can I say this? When everybody else haven't reached a certain level of understanding in terms of whatever you are discussing, you might be the only one. And what do you do with that? And that is a process of ascending. That is a process of getting to the next level. You are going to find yourself kind of like isolated. Now, for me, I have come to understand a very long time ago that my way of life, I'm a loner. And when I say I'm a loner, I pretty much am alone most of the times because I'm usually studying, I'm usually reading. I love to read, I love to study, study, and allergies. And and then I get on here and I edit. I do a lot of things that I need to be alone to be able to achieve whatever I'm looking to achieve. That works out for me. In saying that, I also know that there is a balance. There is a balance. Everything has to be balanced. Too much of anything, even if you love it, too much of anything is never good. And this is where the sweet spot of being rebirthed, because as you grow in your perspective and your outlook, is not to say that certain things won't affect you, but because you have shed so much and find yourself in a different playing field in terms of your outlook, you will find that those same things doesn't affect you in the same way, you know? And that's good. That's a really great thing. So that is something that I want to share with you guys because I was actually reading this book. I'll get into it. It's I'm actually reading a couple of books. I'm actually reading a couple of books that I can't wait to share with you guys because there's a lot of things that I see that I want to like attempt to break down in terms of my perspective from reading the books. So anyway, guys, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a video or go live. Be sure to check out my videos as well. Check out my podcast. It goes live every single Thursday. All the links are down below. Stay blessed, stay in peace, and stay empowered. Peace.